Mackenzie, Murphy, Q. Murphy, Q, Peter Mackenzie.
So little time, so much to do. Why then do we stand in queues? Shakespeare was right, you see. Everywhere you go these days, there are queues. The doctors, the dentists, some of you guys may have seen them at the airport in a taxi into this wonderful city of Barcelona. And did you know you're going to spend up to 6 months of your lives standing in queues? 6 months. That is a short prison sentence, right? Now I say that we have to stand up and fight against this. Fight against the queues. My question today is, can we beat the queues? I was determined to find out. So I went to a place that is famous for the longest queues in the world, which happens to be my local supermarket, California, on a Saturday morning. I went in, I did my weekly shop as always, and then I headed towards the checkouts. It was game on, time to choose a queue. We had 3 nanoseconds to choose a queue. Just 3 nanoseconds. Because if you hesitate, someone will push past you and take the best spot in the queues. I picked a queue which I thought obviously was the shortest and the quickest. And you know what happened next, my dear Toastmasters, contest chair? You know what happened next, don't you? It was the slowest queue in the supermarket. All of the other queues were moving forward and my queue was stopped still. And that's when I realised that I had a problem. And that what was happening to me was something called Murphy's Law. Oh yes, Mr. Murphy, 60 years ago in the US Air Force, he invented a law that stated if something can go wrong, it probably will. But he's a genius, this guy. He also invented 3 pillars of queuing. The first pillar was, the other line is always faster. The second pillar, if you move from the line you're in now to the other line, the line you were in will begin to move quicker, right? And I thought it was just me, but it's a universal law. And finally, he said, if you now decide to move back from the line you're now in to the line you were in, both lines will be through and you make everyone completely angry. Now, when you're in a queue, you're in a team. You've got to work as a team. Don't make the rest of your teammates angry, please. So I chose my queue, and I stood there, and I began to observe. And things began to happen in my Murphy's queue. The first thing that happened was the barcode reader began to fail. Oh yes, the poor girl at the checkout, she had a bag of pasta, and she was trying to get the barcode read. She twisted, she turned, she did what she could to get it into the machine. She forced it before they could. It was a disaster. There was pasta everywhere. It took 4 minutes for the guy who came forward to clear up the mess. We were stood in the queue while the rest of the queues were moving forward. Next, the guy thrust a pineapple high into the sky. What was going on now? The guy had not weighed the pineapple. That old trick. We waited 3 more minutes while the pineapple was weighed. We were stopped. The other queues were moving forward like water. Next up, an old lady was very kindly paying for her shopping, coin by coin, getting exactly the right amount of change. It was so helpful. It was so sweet. No, it was not. We were delayed yet again. We were held up. The other queues moved forward, and we were stopped. Finally, there I was. There was this one guy in front of me. He had a basket. He had a couple of pizzas, some beers in the basket, the normal sort of thing that us guys we buy on a Saturday, right? Righty. But out of the corner of my eye, I spotted a huge trolley approaching. It was pushed by a lady. She joined the man in front. It was his wife. He had been planted in the queue while she had been stopping. That is simply not in the rules. I looked back at my queuemates. They looked at me anxiously, begging me with their eyes to do something. But I couldn't say anything because I'm English. So I stood there and I looked really, really angry. And I started touching it. And they completely ignored me. Finally, it was my turn. I moved forward and I smiled back at my teammates in the queue. And they glared angrily at me. What was wrong? I was no longer part of the queue, no longer part of the team. I was on my own and I was holding these guys up. I had to move fast, but everything began to move fast. The checkout girl, her fingers flexed. The barcode reader was now working. I pushed my shopping through. She pushed it through. Beep, beep. I went quicker. She went quicker. Beep, beep. I went quicker. She went quicker. Beep, beep, beep. Suddenly, all of my shopping was down the other end of the till, and it wasn't in bags. I was panicking now. I need bags. She threw me bags. But the problem was, they weren't bags. They were laminated pieces of plastic with no opening. I tried to get into the bag. I swear. My fingers couldn't get a grip. I was getting desperate. Suddenly, it was as though heavenly music played out from above. The checkout girl, with one quick move, opened the bag and put my shopping into the bag. I could have wept with joy. Thank you, checkout girl. I paid and I left. I was sweating. I was absolutely, in an awful state. I had the answer. I now knew what controlled cues. I knew what. And then I realised, oh no, the bread. I'd forgotten to buy the bread. The one thing I'd come to the supermarket for. I had to go back into that. And that's when I realised it was happening again. Murphy's Law was back. And there was only one thing to be done. Apply Murphy's philosophy, which is smile. Because tomorrow will be worse.